The town of Central, chartered in 1875, grew up along what is now Gain Street. The post office was called 5 Mile from 1851 to 1871. In the 1870s, the Atlanta and Richmond Airline Railroad built its depot, hotel, offices, and railroad shops at Central. The railroad, later the Atlanta and Charlotte, was acquired by the Southern Railway in 1894, also called Central and Central Station. The town was halfway between Atlanta and Charlotte, 133 miles each way. This is the town of Central, South Carolina. Let's go. Good afternoon, good people. This is P9, and I'm coming at you from Central, South Carolina. This town, located in Pickens County, has a population of over 5,000 residents. So we're going to take a walk around the downtown area of Central and take in some of the sights of this small town. Now, Central was incorporated in 1875. So although the town's name is Central, it is not geographically located anywhere near South Carolina Center. Instead, the name comes from the town's location halfway between Atlanta and Charlotte, along former Atlanta and Richmond Airline Railway. And speaking of railways, we stand in front of this red caboose that was part of the Central Railroad Depot. So it was maintained and used as an artifact right here on display. And this is the caboose, which is traditionally the end of the train. And it is fittingly displayed as a memorial to Central's railroad heritage. The Norfolk and Western caboose was donated by Norfolk Southern Railroad in 1988, thanks to then Mayor Al Cumby and Norfolk Southern Railroad employee Charles Head. Now, this caboose was displayed beside the main tracks at the 1988 Labor Day Railroad Festival. In 1990, through the efforts of the Railroad Festival Committee, Mayor Al Cumby, Central Town Council, and Norman Canoe, the caboose was situated at its present position near the baseball field. So, this is a model caboose known as the NKP 4511-500 Class C7 caboose, which were built by the International Railway Company in Kenton, Ohio. So this is basically the railroad depot right here back in the 1930s here in Central. And the railroad agents on the 1930 census, this is John Sims. And the building was moved west down Central's Main Street and over the crossing in the center of town, the parallel eastward along the track to its destination of Gain Street. So, so basically a new freight depot was built around 1940. But again, this is just an artifact displayed from the original Central Railroad. So back in 1873, the railroad boom had began, and this was years after the Civil War ended. So this was during the Reconstruction era, when the railroad industry was really booming, as well as a lot of other industries dealing with manufacturing. So this would basically usher in the era of the Industrial Revolution as well. After the Southern Railway moved its headquarters from Central to Greenville, the population of Central declined massively. So, you know, it didn't have the population that it had back during its heyday in the late 1880s or 1800s. Getting ready to walk down Main Street here in downtown Central on this very, very warm Thursday afternoon. So it looks like a quilt pattern right here on the side of this building. This is a common theme here in the Upstate Heritage Quilt Trail. Now the quilter of that particular design was unknown, but it was, the sponsor was the Pickens County ATAX Commission. So back then, that particular quilt was published in the Iowa Star, and the Texas Ranger, the other name Texas Ranger, was published in the American Woman magazine in 1902. So yeah, it's really interesting that a lot of these art pieces, designs and everything like that, you don't even know really the origin or the who was the original artist of those. In many cases, you know, it's not always the case, but we have a building right here that's for rent. It looked like it could probably be used for for housing, or either that, or it could be used for a barbershop or beauty salon. But it's a vacant building right here for rent. Matter of fact, let me get the number. There go the number, 864-506-4216. For those that are interested. Those that are interested in moving their establishment here to Central. We have a restaurant, Mexican restaurant right here. Pancho's Mexican restaurant. And in front of it, it has this nice mural of a cactus. And this is by Genesis Cabrera. And I think this is the social media handle for Genesis. So it's a really cool mural outside of the Mexican restaurant. And this is another mural by Genesis. It says, join us for Cinco de Mayo. So you have the sombrero right there. Really cool artwork. Really nice. And it's a consignment design shop right here. Let me walk around this vacuum, this wet vac. Bake and Cook Thai restaurant. They got a Thai restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and a ice cream parlor right here called Central Sweets. We have another Mexican restaurant right here. It's simply called The Mexican. It's a gastro pub. And check this out. They actually have the grills outside, a bar outside and everything. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope small town pub. They have what looks like an abandoned car wash over here. It sits right next to this laundromat. Which sits across from this auto repair garage. And there's also a tattoo parlor at the far left, and then there's Central Station Cafe. So it's a cafe right here. But yeah, guys, this is one side of the tracks, but I'm gonna go on the other side of the tracks and see what's over there. Stay tuned. This is Southern Wesleyan University, home of the Warriors, which is a private Christian university located here in Central. I'll take a little drive around the campus. Now, Southern Wesleyan University was founded in 1906 by what is now the Wesleyan Church. It's hard to believe that a town this small actually has a college campus. Art Center, Hilton Complex. Pretty quiet. It looks like a lot more quiet. Not as many people here, obviously, than somewhere like the nearby Clemson University. It's only a little less than 900 undergrads that attend this university, and they compete in Division II. That are affiliated with the church. On the campus of Southern Wesleyan University, this is the Nicholson Mitchell Christian Ministry Center. So being that it is a Christian university affiliated with the Wesleyan Church, there are going to be plenty of religious institutions or ministry chapels, things of that nature. And check this out. Looks like they have a little amphitheater set up over here. Yeah, that's nice. And this is a sculpture that was dedicated on April 12, 2017. It is of Dr. Clyde C. Dupin, known as America's straight-talking evangelist with a pastor's heart. Dr. Dupin was born in 1933 near Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and was saved at the age of 9 and began preaching as a boy. He preached over 4 million people face to face in more than 600 interdenominational crusades, revivals, and conventions. He conducted 10 crusades in Haiti with crowds of 45,000 in a single service and more than 44,000 making decisions for Christ in that region. So this is just a timeline of Dr. Clyde Dupin, who was ordained in 1953 as a Wesleyan minister, where he pastored for 10 years and was an evangelist for 50 years. And he also took part in a weekly column. He had a radio program and had a weekly column in the Religious Viewpoint, which appeared in over 100 newspapers for 40 years. And he was listed in Who's Who in Religion after he received his ministerial training at the United Wesleyan College and the University of Evansville, and received the honorary doctorate of divinity from Southern Wesleyan. And he married Grace Elizabeth Spencer in 1951, and it is that union where they had 3 children: Wesley, Kenneth, and Joy. Both sons are pastors, and each have a son who's pastors. So yeah, they basically have a generation of pastors in the Dupin family, in the Dupley family tree, the bloodline. But here's a scripture I wanted to read. It says, "And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth now shall not be damned." And this is in Mark 16:15 through 16 of the King James Version of the Bible. So shout out to Dr. Dupin. And this is Southern Wesleyan University. Check this out. This is a restaurant called the Depot Dog. Right here in downtown Central South Carolina. And it goes across the railroad tracks, which is where we'll be going shortly. Right, not too long after I crossed the tracks, getting ready to park my car over here, not long after that, a train had came. Too bad I missed it. I missed getting it on camera. But this marker basically symbolizes the Peach Queen, which is, along with the Crescent, one of Southern Railway's premier passenger trains that ran through Central. Southern Railway operated these streamlined intercity passenger trains from the late 1940s until dropping passenger service on February 1st, 1979. The gleaming stainless steel Peach Queen was usually pulled by a team of Virginia green, white, and gold strip diesel locomotives, the pride of Southern's fleet. These colors have been incorporated into the town of Central signs and banners. So yes, that's the Peach Queen. It had the green, white, and gold striped diesel locomotives, which became a staple right here in the town. So this railroad track is intersected by West Main Street and Bank Street. Looks like they have a barber shop over there. And another cool mural right here that illustrates Central's role in the railroad industry. I like the colors, the color scheme. I wonder, are those flames right there? Are those flames right at the bottom beneath this locomotive? I know that has to be the forest right there. Those green has to represent the trees. And there's no name on there as far as who did this mural, but it's really dope though. Really dope. Rock the hills. The collaboration station, creative studio, and event space over there. Really nice. And they have a brewing company called Jitters across the street over here. So the little town of Central has a little something. Oh wow, it's a lodge right here. It's called Central Lodge. I wanted to come over here to this roller mill right here. This building over here is called the Central Roller Mills. And of course, back during the railroad industry, when the railroad industry was booming, the roller mills was a highly functional mercantile spot. It sits right across from this BP station. So these are basically, so you know, even though this is an old mill, it's an old ancient mill, they do have lofts in here. So these are converted into wellness studios and basically like a little shopping area, so to speak, a place you can come and eat. You know, they have wine shops, they have against the grain mercantile. Okay, so I like how they convert these old buildings that have obviously been through the test of time, and they convert it and modernize it. You got the rocking chairs on the side of the building. And look at this machine right here. Oh wow. Central Roller Mills. Now the roller mill property was purchased in 1899 for $43, and the original structure was built around 1903. The mill manufactured the famous Issaquena flour mill and a full line of poultry, dairy, and hog feeds. The Indian princess logo printed on the feed stack ensured quality. The Issaquena Mills LLC purchased the mill in 2008 from Pendleton Oil Company. Plans today include restoring the one-story structure for use as a conference and meeting center, to restore some of the cornmeal equipment in order to produce a limited amount of stone ground grits and cornmeal, and to create a first-class destination venue that would preserve the historic designation of the building. So the patch is part of this on the quilt trail, and it's called the Double 9 patch, and it was quilted by Sarah Newton. So this is the patch right here, the design of it, right here on the side of this Roller Mills building. So Central, this pretty much is Central in a nutshell. They do have a college nearby called Southern Wesleyan University. So Central does have a college nearby. Aside from that, that pretty much sums up Central South Carolina. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the vlog. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And when you hit the notification bell, make sure you hit all to get all notifications. So with that in mind, good people, thank you for tuning in to my vlog this afternoon, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.